Hello and welcome back to Proactive New York. I'm Christine Corrado. With me right now is Nader Pourhassan, CEO at CytoDyn, and Dr. Bruce Patterson, diagnostic advisor to CytoDyn. Great to see you both. How are you?
Great. Thank you for having us.
Dr. Patterson, I'll start with you first. The company is sharing an online manuscript in regards to its potential coronavirus treatment. Can you tell me a bit about what this describes?
Yeah, this is an extremely exciting finding on COVID in general, and what really makes COVID so deadly potentially, and that is the enormous amounts of this one protein called RANTES, which has not been written about in the context of COVID. RANTES is a protein that's 100 times normal in severe COVID patients and 5 times normal even in mild to moderate COVID patients. And what RANTES does is it acts as a magnet for immune cells, drawing the immune cells into the lung and into other tissues that result in morbidity and mortality. So we really think that this was the key. We unlocked the key to COVID pathology. And leronlimab, of course, blocks RANTES from binding to the CCR5 receptor, so it essentially inactivates its effects.
So are there any new findings that you've included in this manuscript here that the investor community previously didn't know about? Is it this RANTES protein?
So, the RANTES protein is just part of the findings in the paper. Number one, RANTES and CCR5 is a marker on T regulatory cells. T regulatory cells inhibit the immune response against the virus, both the early immune response and the later immune response. So we're inhibiting those cells from inhibiting. That's one of the immune effects. We restore the normal levels of immune cells in these patients. But for the first time, a single drug is not only correcting the immunologic defects, but also lowering the viral load. So it's acting as if it's an antiviral, but it's doing that by enhancing the immune system to clear the virus. And this is analogous to cancer, where immunotherapy has changed the outcomes in cancer. The immunotherapy in cancer targets the immune response and not the cancer cells per se. And using a similar strategy with COVID, we are targeting the immune response and eliminating virally infected cells, which reduces the amount of virus. And that's the first time that this has been reported.
So turning to you, Nader, kind of sharing this online and sharing this with the World Health Organization, what does this mean for the company?
First of all, when we keep the press releases saying that we saw this patient or that patient feeling much better coming out of ECMO and amazing interviews, people have to know that yesterday I got an email from a person saying that thank God for your press release because we found out that you might have potential and we gave it to our patient, to our family member, and they recovered. So what we have done, trying to be visible. But now what does this paper do? Is this paper just something that we were talking about? Well, obviously Dr. Patterson talked about some of these, but now this is going to be peer reviewed by one of the prestige journals, giving us credibility that what we have done has a reason behind it. Why does FDA want randomized trial? Because no matter what you say, they want to see what happens in the patient, rightfully so. Now, Dr. Patterson has statistically significant data. That means he took the blood of these patients and showed why leronlimab worked. That should put a lot of doubters' minds at ease that, hey, the mechanism of action is clear. It's not like we are shooting now in the dark and just not knowing exactly what's happening. He clearly discovered something very important about leronlimab, and we are very thankful to him. And now we have told the world, and now when it's peer-reviewed, also people will see that these are getting a lot of attention and credit that we should get. And the people in the world should know about this. They should know that leronlimab has the potential of stopping people from dying. What does that mean for the whole world? What does that mean for the United States? What does that mean for New York? A lot. So here's a paper, read the paper, and when we talk about these anecdotal data, have a little bit trust in it, and perhaps if you need it, you ask for it. And if we show these results to be okay in the phase 2, we believe we could get approval, but we first have to prove that, and we are doing that right now.
Just quickly, remind us why it is important to have it peer reviewed. What does that mean?
So the people who are knowledgeable, like Dr. Bruce Patterson, they're going to put him under microscope, and they're going to look at every data very carefully. And now that we have been accepted to this prestige journal, that's huge. But perhaps I can have Dr. Patterson explain that also. What does that mean, Dr. Patterson?
Yeah, again, peer review is a time-tested process for establishing the validity of the findings in any particular study. What's fascinating is in the pandemic, you're allowed to publish a preprint of your article that's been submitted to journals so that we don't keep any information away from the people who actually need it, with the caveat that it's still undergoing peer review. I think it's a great process. We welcome the peer review process as well. We're looking forward to addressing any questions that may come up due to the peer review process and answering those and allowing our paper to move forward. So, but as Nader said, you know, these findings are critical for patients who have COVID right now. And we're doing the trials, but indeed we're also saving lives. And I think at the end of the day, that's what's important.
Well, great to catch up with you both. Thank you both so much and hope to speak with you soon.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.